Only Murders in the Building Season 3 went out with a bang, literally. After revealing that the spoiler alert, producers of Death Rattle Dazzle, Cliff, Wesley Taylor, and Donna, Linda Emmond, were the ones who killed Ben Glenroy, Paul Rudd, because he was ruining their show. The final moments of the third installment also revealed the show's next murder victim, Saz Pataki, Jane Lynch. Charles's, Steve Martin, longtime stunt double, was in his apartment, grabbing a bottle of wine to celebrate the Broadway show's successful opening night, when a bullet shot through his window and hit her square in the chest. As she's dying, she begins writing something on the kitchen floor with her blood, and the screen cuts to black. Season 4 of Only Murders will see Mabel, Selena Gomez, Charles, and Oliver Martin Short searching for answers about who killed Saz, if they were actually aiming for Charles, and why anyone would want to kill either of them. These are all questions showrunner John Hoffman and his writer's room will have to explain in the next installment of the series. As for what he can tease, the co-creator previously told The Hollywood Reporter that the fourth season will likely explore consequences, though consequences for what is still to be determined. I think the idea of what you create is a thing you put out to the world, and sometimes you can't be prepared for the repercussions of what potentially the world does with your thing and how they feel about it, he said. That's a challenging line to walk, and sometimes you have to face it in that way. So, the podcast and everything else that's happened, and what it all means, and what it could have been meaning all along. That's a really interesting world to look at for these three who stepped in that way. Below, THR breaks down what there is to know about Only Murders in the Building Season 4 thus far. This list will be updated as more is revealed about the upcoming season. Hulu announced Only Murders in the Building was renewed for Season 4 on October 3rd, the day Season 3 released its final episode. Since the renewal is still fresh, there isn't any news about a release date for its next installment yet, but summer 2024 might be a safe-ish bet since every season of the show has premiered in the summer. However, while the writers' strike might be over, the actors' strike continues, which could potentially delay Season 4's release. Rest assured, though, the Only Murders in the Building writers' room opened October 9th, Hoffman told THR, so as soon as the studios and the actors' union come to an agreement, the show will be able to begin production. News is starting to trickle in about the cast. The first thing fans could take comfort in is knowing the show's core trio, Mabel, Charles, and Oliver, will be returning, without a doubt. Despite Season 3's devastating loss of Saz, Lynch will be back, most likely in flashbacks, similar to how Rudd's Ben had a role in Season 3 despite dying in the first episode. Meryl Streep and Jesse Williams both joined the show's third season, as well as a few other new faces. Co-creator Hoffman told THR after last season ended that there was no greater hope for me than bringing the two of them back. I love them both, Jesse and Meryl, everyone. I mean, for God's sakes, I would bring Paul back if we can. Listen, I would bring everyone back, and that might happen. Victims, killers, they're all able to play in the landscape within this sort of certain narrative ways we can tell our stories. Now it's been confirmed that Streep will indeed be returning. The Oscar-winning actress will reprise her role as Loretta Durkin, the love interest to Short's Oliver Putnam. Season 3 ended with Loretta getting an offer to work in Los Angeles. Other cast members who are likely to return to Season 4 in some capacity are Michael Cyril Creighton's Howard, Ryan Broussard's Will, Jackie Hoffman's Zuma, Divine Joy Randolph's Detective D. Williams, Jason Vesey's Jonathan, and James Caverly's Theo. While Nathan Lane's Teddy Demas wasn't in Season 3 due to scheduling conflicts, he has said he's open to returning to the series if he's able to. Hopefully, Tina Fey's Cinda Canning will come back as well, though her role in Season 3 was pretty limited, only appearing in one episode to try to convince Mabel to join her podcast. In February, news broke that Molly Shannon is joining Only Murders in the Building Season 4. She will play a high-powered, Los Angeles businesswoman who finds herself drawn into the world of Saz's murder investigation in New York. Not much else is known about her role. Shannon may have been the first new cast member announced for this season, but Eva Longoria, Eugene Levy, Kumail Nanjiani, and Zach Galifianakis castings quickly followed. Like Shannon's character, Longoria, Levy, and Nanjiani's roles are being kept under wraps, but they will all be integral to the twists and turns of Season 4's investigation. As with every other season, the final moments of Season 3 revealed whose murder the trio will be investigating in Season 4. This time around, Mabel, Charles, and Oliver will have to find who killed their beloved friend and Charles's longtime stunt double, Saz. Only murders in the building. Executive producer Jess Rosenthal suggested Saz be the person who gets murdered, and Hoffman immediately lit up at the idea. He told THR he thought it was simultaneously awful and perfect. It's the thing of like, if we get a chance to go more, it'll be the thing that it just started exploding ideas in my head, he said. So, that was thrilling. And then the second part of that was actually talking to Jane Lynch about it and saying, this is what we're thinking. We had to do that pretty early, too, and that was very sweet. She was like, I love it. At the very end of the final episode of Season 3, as Saz was dying, it looked like she was trying to write something on Charles's kitchen floor with her own blood. What that is unknown, but it will certainly come up in the next installment of the show. Hoffman explained that during production, there were discussions about how long to hold the shot of her trying to write something and how long to have her finger moving for. They decided to keep it as abstract as possible for now in order to keep their options open for the 4th season. It feels very in her character to send a message, he continued. She's been trying to do it to Charles throughout the season. She's hinting to him in episode 5 that she's picking up some ham radio chatter, certainly. Right when she arrives in the finale, she's saying, can I grab you for a few minutes? It's a little sensitive. So, there's something on her mind and something she may know but to be found out. As for who may have wanted to kill Charles, if that's what they were trying to do, is also still up in the air. Hoffman played coy, only sharing that there's a lot of exploring to do down that road. One thing they had in mind when thinking of Season 4's victim was wanting to choose someone who is close to someone in the trio because the more personal it is to one of them, the better. Saz's death felt like an opportunity to make the victim someone Charles was close to and explore their connection. We've loved writing Saz so much, and that's the beauty of the show is you get a lot more time with the victims, Hoffman said. They're not gone when some fate happens to them. And that's, I think, also why Jane said she was excited because it's a good opportunity to go deeper with Saz and find out what the whole big life and everything else was with her in the world of stunt doubling.